Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Bella experience. Fenty Beauty has come out with a new Pro Filter concealer, 50 shades of this concealer to be exact. So in today's video, I'm going to be using as many of the Fenty Beauty products that I have in my collection, and that now includes the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer. So I normally wear the shade 390 in the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation, and it's been suggested that if you're going to purchase this concealer, that you would purchase the same shade number in the concealer as the foundation shade number that you currently wear. So I normally wear 390, but when I went into Sephora and I swatched the concealers, I decided to go with a little bit lighter shade. So I decided to go with the shade 380, and I think it turned out really pretty. I like a little bit more of a highlighted type of look under my eyes. My skin is very dry, and in this video I'm going to be using some other products to help me wear these Fenty products on my face a little easier, because if I don't add in the extra moisture, the matte foundation and also this new concealer, which also dries down very matte, can accentuate all of the fine lines and texture that I have in my skin. So that's not what I want. So I mentioned the fact that Fenty now has the Pro Filter Concealer. They have also gotten into the setting powder game. So let me just run through the lineup of Fenty products that we're going to be looking at today. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Primer. And as I mentioned, I'm also going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. This is in the shade 390. I'm also going to be using the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice eyeshadow palette. This palette came out a while ago and people either love or hate this palette, but I think this palette is absolutely beautiful, and I did use it to create this eye look today. So you guys will see this palette in this video. And then the new items from Fenty is the Pro Filter Concealer. This is in the shade 380. And also the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. This is in Banana. So these are two of the new products from Fenty Beauty. And I'm also going to be using one of the Fenty Beauty Mattemoiselle lipsticks. This is in the color Shawty. And you guys have seen me use this color in another video. I used this shade of lipstick in the video where I did the side-by-side comparison between Fenty Beauty and the Estee Lauder Longwear foundation. This is a beautiful shade. I am wearing this today, so you guys are going to see this in this video again. So the only thing that I think Fenty has not come up with yet is a blush. I have not yet seen a blush. I'm going to also use the Fenty Beauty Flyliner. So this is their eyeliner pen. And I'm also going to use one of the contour shades that's part of the Fenty Beauty Matchstick Trios. So before I get into this video, also I wanted to mention that I have tried one of the Fenty concealers before. The concealer that they had before was a part of this Matchstick Trio set, or this Matchsticks Trio collection, and it was in the color Caramel, and it was a beautiful color. But I found that the formula of the concealer in the Matchstick Trio was very stiff, and it creased horribly in my under eye area. I tried applying it in various ways. I tried applying it directly out of the little stick here onto my under eye area. That didn't work. I tried warming it up on the back of my hand and then using a brush to apply it to my under eye area, and that didn't work. So I have since gifted the Caramel concealer that's part of this Matchstick Trio to a family member. So I'm super excited about this particular concealer. This concealer, I will tell you, is very creamy, and I think that Fenty is on point with the undertones. For a beauty brand to take the time out to make sure that they've got undertones that span across the board, regardless as to how fair or how deep your skin tone is, I think that that is a huge statement. So kudos to Fenty for that. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this full face of Fenty Beauty products. I'm going to prime my face using the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer. And to add that extra layer of moisture onto my skin, I'm going to use the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. And I'm using the Moroccan Spice eyeshadow palette from Fenty Beauty, and I'm using the color Mirage as my brow bone highlight. I'm using Come and Get It as my transition shade. And I'm using the shade Henna C on the outer V and the inner V of my eye. I'm going to be creating a halo eyeshadow look today. I've already primed my lids all over with the P. Louise eyeshadow base, but I'm going back and adding a little bit more of that eyeshadow base in the center of the eye, where I'm going to be placing a lighter shade for my halo. And I'm using Henna C once again just to soften up those edges just a little bit. And I'm using the shade Marrakesh right in the center of my eyelids, right on top of where I've placed that P. Louise eyeshadow base. And I'm using a little bit more of the Henna C just to soften up those edges a little bit more. And I'm using the shade Spice Trip to add a little bit more definition into my crease area. And I'm using a clean blending brush just to blend everything together. Looks good. I'm using the Flyliner Longwear Liquid Eyeliner to line my eyes. This eyeliner color is called 'Cause I'm Black. I'm moving on to the complexion, and I'm using the Tatcha Pearl Tinted Eye Illuminating Treatment, and I'm using the Fenty full-bodied foundation brush. This is in the number 110, and I'm going to be using this to apply my foundation. I'm using the Pro Filt'r foundation in the color 390. This is a matte foundation, and the color looks a bit orange here, but the Fenty Pro Filt'r foundation does oxidize down quite a bit. This is a medium to full coverage foundation, so I did have to go back in and add a little bit more product in areas where I felt like I needed a little bit more coverage. And I'm going back in with a beauty sponge just to blend everything together, smooth it out a little bit. And now I'm moving on to the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. This is in the color 380. This is a beautiful shade. I love the undertone of this concealer. I've already used the Tatcha Pearl to give me a little bit more moisture in my under eye area. And I am applying and buffing this concealer into my skin in one area, or targeting one eye at a time. This concealer does dry down rather quickly, so I have to target the areas, finish that area off, and then move on to the next. I like it. It's looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, Cupid's bow, chin. And I decided to add just a little bit more around my mouth area. This is where I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, so I'm just going to add a little bit more in this area as well. And now it's time to set the areas where I have applied the concealer, and I'm using the Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Setting Powder. This is in the color Banana. I love the packaging of this product. This powder is finely milled, so don't be fooled. A little bit of this powder does go a long way, but it melts into the skin beautifully. It wears very light. I really like this powder a lot. Beautiful. And now I'm adding some misting spray. This is something that I normally do right after I set my eyes, either way, regardless as to what product I'm using. And I'm using my handy dandy fan just to help me dry this down. And now I'm going to be doing some cream contouring, and I'm going to be using one of the Matchstick Trios from Fenty Beauty, and this is in the color Truffle. And I'm setting my entire face with some loose setting powder. And I'm smoking out my waterline using Hennessy and Spice Trip. And I'm going back into the shade Marrakesh, and I'm using that for my inner corner highlight. And I'm using the Mattemoiselle lipstick from Fenty Beauty. This is in the color Shawty. And we are done. Fenty has done it again. I love this new Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer and Setting Powder. If you have dry skin, such as I do, I would definitely recommend that you add some additional moisture in your under eye area, as this concealer is matte as the foundation is. But the finish and the undertone is beautiful. Also remember, a little bit goes a long way. When it comes to complexion products, Fenty Beauty is definitely in my top 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.